So yesterday you would have learnt the conventional methods that are used to breed crickets, and as we went through there are around about 8 containers, and the main reason for that is you need to separate each age group so they don't eat each other. We've come up with a new system which we call the vegies substrate system, and it overcomes those problems, and you can keep crickets in just one single container, and the maintenance on it is much less, and I'll go through how we do that. That is achieved through having 4 separate zones. We have one dedicated zone which has automated food and water dispensers, and they will dispense food and water constantly for 10 days or up to 3 to 4 weeks depending on the size of the reservoir. Now that has quite a few advantages. A, it reduces cannibalism. 2, it reduces maintenance, and that just increases productivity and reliability because you don't have to be in there replacing them all the time. The second zone is a detritus collection area. So basically where the housing is, they do all the poo, all the poo will collect into one area. Basically we lift it up, funnel it into one spot, tap, all the cleaning is done, and that has a lot of advantages. A, it separates this detritus collection area, prevents contamination of food areas, prevents contamination of breeding areas, which increases hygiene. And also too, it's a lot lower maintenance. The third zone is the breeding area. We have a dedicated breeding area which is sectioned off, and this maintains constant temperatures, moisture and humidity, and they're the 3 ingredients you need for a very productive and constant system. And because it is a dedicated area, and we have good heating which is right underneath it, it maintains great consistency throughout the process with very little maintenance. So that means then you'll get a lot more pinheads and be able to get greater productivity. And the last zone is just the housing area, where we've tried to expand as much space as possible to spread them out to reduce the cannibalism and to increase hygiene. So the combination of those 4 zones means a very small container like this can produce quite a lot. To give you an example, this one container will produce 1 container of crickets that you buy from a pet store each and every week, and I mean consistently. A lot of systems you would go for 2 to 3 months and then be very productive, and then it drops off because your maintenance drops off. Whereas this, because there's only maintenance once a week, the consistency of this is great, so that you'll produce 1 of these each and every week. And I've been doing this for 13 years now, and I'm sure it's going to keep going for another 13 years. Our average 2-kid family will can produce enough scrap fruit and veggies to breed 4 containers. So you could have 1, 2, 3, 4 containers, all producing 1 container each. Now if you only need 1 container, you can sell the other 3 containers. Or if you want, you could, in one shelf like this, you could actually have, you've got 4 here, you've got 4, 8, 12 containers that you could produce just in one shelf. So you could then sell that to wildlife parks or zoos. The time that it takes to do the maintenance on it is around about 3 minutes. So basically, because we've got the automated, you just got to top up the automated food dispenser, you've got to pick up the detritus collection, tap it, put the components back in, and off you go. There is no active management, there is no active spraying, there's no moving crickets around from the breeder container into the incubation chamber, and from the incubation chamber into the breed out containers. None of that. There's basically no active management. And very low maintenance. So 3 minutes once a week, or you can do it longer, but we recommend about once a week, which is less time than you'll probably spend driving to the pet store, standing in line, getting the product, pay for it, and coming home. In that time, you could probably maintain 12 containers. So